The Lost Cryptids Conservatory, where we will shatter your reality to bring you closer to the truth.
All right, guys. Welcome back to another live show. Guys. Hope everyone can hear me all right. And sorry for being so late. It's storming here, and had a few issues and stuff, so we had to sort some things around. But hopefully everything will be smooth. So there's a possibility that the rain and the storm will interfere with the show, but we hope to have a good one. We're going to be showing some videos, talking about a few things, having the caller kid in here, I believe, at some point. And then we're showing some videos, a little bit of videos of some other stuff. And then one particular famous video that a lot of people think is a hoax, and some people think is real. And we're going to get our thoughts on it, my thoughts, and if James gets in here in time, we'll get his thoughts. So, all right, seems like everyone can hear me. Awesome. Got some people getting in the chat already. Power Medic, glad to see you here. Sandra Piper, of course, regulars to the show, great people and stuff, and you can see them in the chat and other shows, of course, because they're pretty cool and they get around, of course. And a lot of good researchers and shows out there that are doing good work and doing good shows and stuff, getting good discussions and dialogue and guests and stuff on. So it's really awesome to watch and see and to cheer for everyone and stuff. So So yeah, so you know, a lot of things are going on. A lot of things seem to be moving forward. So it's been a pretty good year so far. Going to be a good having it's not even over with. So, and I'm already excited for next year and stuff with plans. So just awesome stuff that we're going to be doing and continue to do. So can't wait to spill the beans on some of the stuff that we have under wraps. And you know, as you guys know, I'll be going to the 168 in December, so we'll be doing that and hopefully getting some awesome evidence and experience and wonderful time with a bunch of people. So glad to be a part of that and make sure to do my job to get the job done. So make sure that you know it's done right. Yeah, so so we'll let some people trickle in, and hopefully James gets in here a little bit. I know he said he was hoping to stop by. But then we got some videos. I think you're gonna find some interesting stuff about it. Got some. So basically, I reworked the video of Bigfoot on both sides of me, so it's a way better version for you guys that's not interfered with music or anything like that. Then gonna show a UFO clip that I personally videotaped, and then we'll be moving over to some this well-known Bigfoot video, whether it's a hoax or if it's the real deal. Then we'll show my personal enhancements that I've done, and then enhancements that done by someone else that I think is interesting and stuff. A nice puzzle piece to this that I think might steer you one way or the other. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. So yeah, big conference right there at the Gatlinburg conference. Yeah, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, and very popular, of course. It's a great set of people. I'm sure everyone who's there is meeting a bunch of people, and it's good and stuff. Hopefully, you know, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but it's raining and storming here. But hopefully, everyone's kind of get out and try to get some evidence and activity, along with all the people you're with. So you know, added witnesses and collaboration and cooperation of stories and of the events and everything. So hopefully, we can produce some good quality evidence and experiences out of this weekend deal over there and stuff. So because that's, you know, it's really awesome to meet a bunch of people and hang out and stuff. But if you're not going out, it's because I know there's places out there I'm sure it could go and could easily get some activity and if you really tried. And I'm sure locals definitely know some spots, and especially researchers. So why not make it happen, right? When you go to these conferences and anytime you meet up with other researchers and you're traveling and stayed and you're going to be staying overnight or a weekend anyways. It's just my thoughts. Just like the show is titled, you know, just some thoughts on stuff and opinions and theories and all sorts of rabbit holes that we could dive down. You never know. But our main focus, of course, is Bigfoot because it's kind of the easiest cryptid to study when you go out there. It's one of the, I mean, you're more likely to run into a Sasquatch, in my humble experience in Michigan, than let's say a Dogman or other cryptids that might be out there, like what I have called a stick creature, a stick man, which is a some type of goblinoid creature, maybe the rake type of creature, basically the Dover demon type of humanoid, bald humanoid. But there's other things out there, you know. There's maybe possibly ghosts and wendigos and thunderbirds and all sorts of things. Little people. We've had Northman's Keep here in Michigan, who not too far from some of the areas that we've had Sasquatch activity. He's seen two little people, and they're said to be all in the same areas that we all live and all explore and all research, basically, which is all the same areas as Sasquatch and some of these other cryptids. But in UFOs, as you'll see in the video that I'll show you, it seems like, obviously when I personally go out in the woods and experience whatever, it's more or less Sasquatch activity. So, but occasionally there is other things that happen, which are odd and mysterious and unexplained. Whatever it is that is occurring. Even Sasquatch it's pretty mysterious and unexplained creature. So, and it's just going out in the woods and walking around and experiencing certain things that happen and reacting to that, and then experiencing more things that come from that reaction. So in some of these videos, the last video clips we'll get into is of Jason, Kenzie, and mine's personal encounter up in the UP. And this is just a short little snippet of the evidence, really, of some key evidence. This is not the full clip, so you guys can watch the full clip. This is more or less the middle of it. So to give you a little taste of it. So I've told the experience encounter plenty of times. You can watch the interview with him that we had afterwards, and he's done several times. And so we'll get into that and stuff, and I think you guys are gonna find that clip very interesting as evidence-wise for those who have not seen it. And I think we'll take a closer look and actually talk about that. And then we so we got two clips of that. Well, actually three different clips technically, but two clips, but three different things that we could talk about evidence-wise. That it's going to be pretty awesome, pretty interesting. So yeah. Let's see what Power Medic has to say. He says, I watched an interesting video on Facebook today of a guy filming something that he saw in a tree. A blurred blob drops and the tree tops come down behind it. Not seen that video. It'd be interesting to see and hear if there's any audio and stuff, because that's another good thing, because you should be able to hear tree cracking and maybe some thumps and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. So especially if it's something sizable, if it's medium size to large size, I would say that's pretty good. And then depending on what state it's at, where it's at, what kind of animals, big game animals could be medium to big. Obviously if there's some black bear in the area, could it be a black bear? So that would probably be the main thing. And if it was medium to big size, obviously if it's smaller, then it could be like raccoons, it could be a dark colored possum, it could be a number of things. So but the bigger it is, the less options it has to be of what actually is falling out of the tree. So yeah. So I was not really on Facebook or anything much at all today. I know usually most of those new videos and interesting videos get spread like wildfire. In a number of groups, I'm in a couple hundred. So I'll have to go and fish for it. Yeah. So there's a lot of interesting videos out there. There's a lot of hoaxes out there, unfortunately, and stuff that we've shown on here. Particularly one person that was just blatantly obvious. We don't have the video. I don't have the video stored up here, but it ended up. Long story short, Bigfoot made him roll and dodge out of the way on his deck, and on camera, where he draws eyes on the hairy thing, right? And it's his blue sweater that he goes like this from the camera. Woo! Shake, 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 dodge out of the way. And people fall for it enough to where he wrote a book about it, selling it, of course. And he has other videos that people believe and stuff, because they're seeing different things in that video, which I'm sure I could spend more time and break down some of his other videos if I really wanted to. Don't really have the need or want to. Because they're more in the woods and stuff with leaves and then you're talking digital pixelization and stuff, so it's not really worth it because anyone can see anything under those. But that one with his sweatshirt was just blatantly obvious and should be obvious as what kind of integrity this character has. And obviously he's went from that to book deals and all sorts of Blob Squatch videos that he claims are Sasquatches and all this and all that. So changing his name and stuff, of course, and changing his stuff because he's probably got called out a few times. Now that is interesting, Pyromedic. We'll find it and forward it to you. Yeah, if you can put the link in the chat, actually, that'd be awesome. Copy and paste it and put it in the chat so people can actually look at. That would be awesome. It looked like it could be weigh 1,000 pounds, but appear to be cloaked. Well, let's look into that and see if it's some type of camera anomaly with a glitch and lights, or if it's actual real deal something cloaked and you can see it falling. Obviously, I mean, if Paramedic says you can see it pretty decently good, I would say then yeah, it's got my antennas sparked up and interested. So yeah, I like that. I like that analyzing videos, and I used to do that a lot more back in the day and stuff, a couple of years ago. But because you can easily tell when it's fake and stuff. And some of these videos, a lot of people are real. You think are real because it's it's a red Sasquatch chasing people, and it's coming down a hill, and it jumps over a tree, and falls on its butt like a human would. It does not jump over that tree like a Sasquatch would, or traverse the landscape like a Sasquatch would. It tries to stumble down the hill and cross this tree, and it falls on its butt, gets back up, and then when it falls on its butt, the camera shakes really, really, I think on purpose to hide the fact that it fell on its butt. But that is very humanness type of movement, zero type of acrobatics around the terrain. So Sasquatches would be a master. They wouldn't be. I mean, if you've seen a Sasquatch running and fall and trip over something after traversing something, then that would truly be a moment that you would not see very, very often. But humans, yeah, we fall and trip all the time, especially if you try to run and chase someone through the woods and going downhill and you're wearing a costume. So interesting thing, Jason Kenzie, which we've done several interviews with him. And some of those interviews, he's talked about where he's done a movie where he's wore costumes and stuff, and he's had a full get up and kind of had his fight with the sword. It's a very, very funny story. But one of the key thing about Sasquatch, the costume thing, is he barely couldn't remove her on the terrain, and it would a lot of people got injuries and actually broken bones and stuff because of they had run downhill in the terrain and everything else and just couldn't see and do it. So it's very dangerous to actually perform and do some of these stunts on any real inclines and hard terrain that would be very viable. Like if you filmed a Sasquatch running and maneuvering around through the stuff, there'd be no I'm looking at my kid. She's so funny. It's distracting a little bit, but funny. You could tell the difference. There'd be 100% you'd be able to tell the difference between a Sasquatch maneuvering and then a human. So a lot of these videos you can tell, especially when they're getting chased. Or there are some interesting videos that like in Russia. I think there's one where that's the way that the Yeti or whatever it's called, I think, is traversing the landscape. I think the videos is something like there's a lot of them, and some of the videos are called Yetis, and some of them are called just Russian Bigfoots. But it runs across a log and stuff, and up and down, and which is very interesting and stuff. It could be fake and stuff, but it's pretty interesting. Unfortunately, in Russia, they don't really have good. A lot of people don't have very, very good smartphones, so it's filmed in like, I don't know, barely 320. So take this message real quick. All right. Sorry about that, folks. Of course, pretty bad out and stuff. So I was texting the old lady. But stream seems to be doing pretty good. So continue on. But let's get into our first video. It's been 25 minutes so far, so we'll jump right in. Sorry about that. So yeah, we've shown. We'll show some videos and stuff on here too after this, but let's get into the main things that we're going to show. So this clip, of course, is the a clip I've showed before, but this is cleaned up a little bit. This is from the full version, boosted audio, so you guys can hear it hopefully, because some people have complained. Maybe they're just trolls. I don't know. But anyways, you definitely should be able to hear this, and then it's not interference like I showed last time, a couple shows back or whatever. So tell me what you guys think of the comments, and then everyone after the fact, of course, flood it with what do you guys think of each clip, and get your opinions and thoughts. All right, let me know if you guys could hear that and stuff. I might have to add or boost it more. It didn't sound good on my end with StreamYard. Fortunately, I didn't. Pushing things through StreamYard is just another funnel that you gotta you process this stuff through, and sometimes it doesn't always add up. But I'm not sure. Maybe because I thought at first it was not working because of the storm on my end, so maybe it played differently for you guys. So So let's show some of these other videos real quick. Let's make sure this actually works. Scroll all the way back down. All right, so we're gonna show the Independence Day video. We'll do that right now. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this and probably know about this. It's pretty famous and stuff, pretty old. It's called the Independence Day video, and I think it was shot up in Washington, or I believe. But anyways, as you can see, anyways, a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people think it's fake right off the bat by seeing the subject run at the first part. Okay, which is interesting of itself. But then there's this part, which there's a baby in the mix, right, as you can see, and it proceeds to run away and stuff. And so a lot of people are thinking, oh, it's a kid and it's baby and it's this and that. But so disregarding the first part, because the first part is this creature running out, which is interesting, right? Well, a lot of people could be a costume and stuff, right? Well, ape costume. But this is very interesting right here, and what it does right here. Now watch this. See that? Now we can't really tell because it's very dark and very shadowy what is really going on. But I'm actually going to enhance this for you guys, and you guys are actually going to see what's really going on. So it's pretty far and stuff. So is this a real Sasquatch? Is this a person in a costume? I went both ways over the years. At first I thought this, it could be, but then I thought, obviously it's fake. We'll show it again. It's I thought it was, fake for a couple of years, and then so my opinion has swayed. So we're gonna do a little breakdown for you guys here and share my thoughts and what you guys think. So what I'm going to show and present and stuff and break down, I guess a lot of people haven't really seen, a lot of people don't really know about because people don't talk about it. So we'll take a look at it and stuff. So let's get your guys' thoughts. Yeah, CJ, that's if you have a camera that can zoom. But I was using a camera that does not zoom at all. So unfortunately, if you have a tripod, you can use it for stabilization. Doesn't mean you can zoom with it. So thanks for the comment. But this is very interesting stuff. At first I was like, it's clunky and stuff. It looks like this, and even this. It's like, it's like whatever. Someone got their little, like 2-year-old in a costume and walked them through a path because they're not moving that fast, right? It's not like it's running away. It doesn't, typical Sasquatch behavior, they would avoid the person and go directly back, not going parallel so the person could film. But again, Sasquatches are unique and mysterious and do whatever they want. So it's not like they always follow by these rules of where they are, they hide always and they never get on camera. But sometimes they do what they want, honestly. But so let's get into my little breakdown, I guess. And if you guys enjoy some music, we'll flash some music for you guys and see if you guys pick up on what we're going to show. So let me scroll down because this always does this. Every time you switch back from comments to your videos, you got to scroll and do this. So all right, so let's take a look. So what you guys? I don't know if you guys caught that. You know, you guys think about that. So we'll discuss that. I think it's pretty awesome. So if you guys want me to play that again, I'll play it again. But I got another clip where it doesn't have music. We guys can talk over. But that is that particular movement that they did, and that is a very unique enhancement that I personally did. That you can see what is going on. And I don't know. What do you guys think? It appears to be facial movement that a costume cannot make. A costume cannot make. Okay, so let's play that one more time. The music is kind of cool. Kind of DJ'd myself from spliced it together from a few different things. From some YouTube music and stuff, so it's all like good monetized stuff. But I spliced it together, so it's kind of unique. And then, so we're gonna play the second clip of the music that has more, I think, different stuff. And then give credits to, you can watch the full video, it's an older video, but I'll give credits to Thinker Thunker, because as I was doing my breakdown and coming across this particular movement, I ended up finding, because I was watching all sorts of movies that came onto my suggested feed, Thinker Thunker's video, in which he actually did kind of break down the same kind of movement. But his enhancement kind of is in color and stuff, and you can kind of see the movement. But in my enhancement with the black and white, you can see the mouth open a lot more, basically. So I'm gonna see this. Jeez, yeah, it's pretty bad out over on the eastern side of Michigan right now. Just got another message. So after examining his stuff, then I knew exactly what I was looking at, and pressed even harder to enhance it, and got right down to what you guys are able to see. So I hope you guys enjoy.
Bigfoot, allegedly. This is a Bigfoot baby. And this appears to be a smooch, hugging a kiss. So in this clip, we're going to be taking a look at some facial features I uncovered. And this appears to be a smooch, doesn't it?
So as you guys can clearly see, it's giving it a kiss. You can see lips that smooch, its mouth is open, and it gives it a kiss. How is that a costume? I would like to, honestly bring anyone on. I know a lot of top researchers would consider this to be a fake video. But after seeing that, reviewing that, and then seeing the enhancement, which we'll play over and over right now with the soundless one, so I can talk. You can clearly see. I'll play the original clip again, and then we're going to show my enhancement. This is my personal enhancement that I did to it, that you guys can better able to see this movement of the mouth. So so I don't know. This first half makes a lot of people think it's fake and stuff, and it was one of the reasons I thought it was fake at first. But the second half, where this creature picks up the young one and then does this movement, right? Which you can't really tell what it's doing in the original clip. You have to actually zoom it in. You have to enhance it a certain special way that certain techniques that I do. And it brings out what it actually is doing, which is remarkable because you don't ever see it in the original clip, especially when it's fully zoomed out like it is the original distance. So if you don't even pick up on it, it's so dark and stuff. And so, yeah, a lot of people think it's a costume. But in fact, with enhancement, special enhancement, there's actually mouth movement before that too. But with special enhancement, you can see its mouth is open. And look, see the difference? That is what you're seeing in the full clip, zoomed and stuff. So it's just it's and seeing that was a little, that was a Tinkerthunker's enhancement with a little bit of enhancement thrown on, but it still wasn't good enough. And I finally dialed it in to where you can see the mouth movement perfectly enough to where it's open enough. It's open. You can see the rim line of the mouth as it's open, and it changes from that to a kiss, and you can see the nose. So that is not a costume, because costumes unfortunately cannot, open their mouth at the same time that they can close the mouth and then uniformly form a kiss. You could have a mask that, a costume that can have its mouth open, and you might even have a mask that could maybe form a kiss, maybe janky enough, but you can't have both. It's pretty unique. It would cost a lot, be pretty high end. And this was years ago, and I don't think that's possible. So my my direction on this is leaning heavily towards being a real entity of some creature, Sasquatch, I guess. So, right, there's a lot of questions like, why wasn't he filming this? Why blah, blah, blah? Why did he shut it off? A lot of questions arise, which are good points of why a lot of people think this is kind of a hoax video. But again, if we show the clip of the enhancement that I did, this is not a costume. There's actual facial movements right there. If you guys have seen the original clip, and when I played the music video, even though it's super dark, it is opening its mouth. Even though it's super dark, it is actually opening its mouth and stuff. It is hard to see, but with the enhancement, you can clearly see when it did the obvious huge opening of its mouth. Because the first clip, when it's dark, it's opening its mouth like a normal human would to talk, right? But when the enhancement, it's like a gaping huge hole that is massive. It looks scary. So right here, there's some movement, and if you watch the full clip, there's movement that you can see when it's doing that. Okay, so the mouth is open, it goes to the kiss. The mouth is open, it goes to a kiss. That is not possible for it to be a costume. So is that a real subject? Is that a real baby Sasquatch? And then it's embracing the child. It's hugging the infant. Let's enhance. I enhance it even more. It's embracing it. It's giving it a kiss. The mouth is open. I don't know if it's in shock. I don't know what's going on, but its face changes completely from one to something else. And just if it's a mask is not able to change. A mask is going to be the same. Either you're going to have one face that looks like that or another face that looks like that. You're not going to have it changing. So, and that doesn't look like a human. Doesn't look like a human mouth can expand that massively, and its eyes, it is pixelated, of course. It is heavily zoomed in, of course, but what we're seeing is not pixelization, especially that kiss. That kiss is not pixelization. You can clearly see the lips forming. Unilaterally, it's a kiss. Then the nose is pressed up right there when you scrunch up to, do the kiss. You can see the mouth is open and it changes. It's not pixelization at all. Unfortunately, the baby's face is just too dark, too much shadow. It did not pick up. There's no light, because the only reason that you see that the creature's face is because as it opens its mouth, the light is changing and going into its mouth with this different texture, different color, not as hairy. So it's different color change. That's why you can see the mouth opening up pretty good. And then when it does the movement, I think you can just, from opening its mouth from that light change to closing it, you can see that the kiss there's enough light that if you dig deep with some good enhancements, you can actually see it. But it is buried underneath that original video, as you guys can see. It's not, it's dark. That's usually what I was getting. It's dark, but I knew there was something going on, and then I knew there was something going on. I could see the movements in there, but I just couldn't see it. That's when I found Thinker Thunker's video, and you could see it a lot better than that. And that's kind of with some enhancement I did a little bit too on top of his. It still wasn't good enough. I wasn't satisfied. I was like, I can bring it out a lot better. His is pretty good. And again, this is going to be, if you guys are watching, make sure you go to your settings and get the resolution up as high as it should go. And then when I did this enhancement is where you can clearly see it a lot better than Thinker Thunker's enhancement. If you guys want to compare, guys, go ahead and compare and let me know. But that shot right there, when the black and white, and there's all sorts of enhancements going on right there, and that looks better than what he has, and showing it and stuff. So I think there's no doubt that it's not a costume and stuff. So this, whether you have problems with it or not, how can you explain the mouth movements of that creature with the little one and stuff? So the original video does actually have sound, and let's. Oh, hey, Iron Dogger, nice to see you jumping in. I have not seen the cloaking video. I have not, unfortunately. I've not been on Facebook too much and stuff. So yeah, this is the original video, the Independence Day video. A lot of people think is a hoax. I think a lot of people have reviewed it even said that it's a hoax, because there's circumstances that just doesn't, I guess, sit well with people, and certainly over the years I have flipped the fence, right? Because that particular shot is a lot of people don't like, and then this. So right here, bam, that's the kiss, and you can't see it. You don't see it. You don't know what it is. Of course, people, it runs like a human. I mean, it runs janky, and I would not expect a Sasquatch to kind of move like that. I don't get me wrong, it look, certainly. But the fact of the matter is that there is facial movement inside this clip, and you cannot fake that with the costume. I'm just sorry, you can't. And that's not pareidolia. That's not a bunch of glitches and pixelation, and that's movement. That's facial movement. That's changing of the face. That's an embrace. That's a kiss. I mean, look of surprise right there. I'm not sure. That face changes, and you can't fake that with the costume. And it doesn't look like a human could open its mouth that big. I mean, you got to remember the original shot, it's pretty far away. And so this shot is zoomed in and stuff. That mouth is pretty big. So you guys can watch the yeah. So that's where I lean. My thoughts. That's my thoughts. Like the show's title. My thoughts is it's a creature, man. It's not a costume. It's not a costume because you can show me a costume that does that, or if you want to show me an animatronic that can run around and do that, by all means. So yeah. So man, there's a lot of, I'm getting texts and stuff from my girl, and there's a lot of power outage going on across Michigan, and I think we should be pretty good. We're in a pretty good spot that usually doesn't have outages. But if I go out, just know that I hope everyone has a good night and a good weekend, of course. But we're gonna keep this rolling, so we're gonna get to the next video. If you guys like that video clip, if you like my personal enhancement of this, because this is my personal enhancement of this right here, that's all. It's still enhanced. That is my enhancement. This is still my enhancement. Hours that it took to bring that black and white, and it's not even black and white. It's a bunch of different stuff, but it took hours to get that. So if you want to, if you like it and stuff, you support. Just give a like, give a share, and maybe take a subscribe and hit the bell if you guys have not already. So yeah, I guess a lot of power outage is out and stuff. So good stuff. We are pretty good. So yeah. That is right. I think the facial movements is undeniable. You can see several things that are just moving. And I'm answering a text right now. And I'll show it one more time once I do this. I mean, that's why I think it's legit. I mean, I spent hours diving down to see if it was real or not, and for most of the video, I thought it was going to be fake. I did an enhancement on the first one. The first one, nothing jumped out as being it, other than possibly a costume in my eyes. But then working on the subject with the infant right here, I can see facial movement right there, and the full clip and stuff. And if I play the music video version of it for you guys, you'll be able to should be able to see it. There's some clip right there where there's facial movements. It's actually opening its mouth. It might possibly be saying something. It might be huffing. It might be breathing hard. I'm not sure. In the original clip of audio, you don't hear nothing. There's no major audio that I recall. I just kind of skimmed and watched it again, but it appears to be that the mouth is open right there, and it is open in other spots, opening, shutting rapidly in other spots. But as you can see right there, clearly, I mean, that mouth is open and it forms a kiss. And those are pretty big lips. You got to remember this is how far away the camera is from the creatures. Yeah, I think that's even zoomed in slightly and stuff. But it's pretty far. It's far away. It's far away. It's you're not able to see this detail in the original video unless you actually enhance it. And until I discovered this facial movements, and it piqued my interest, and I had to keep digging. I couldn't stop working on it until I enhanced it good enough to I wanted to see what was there. And fortunately, I was able to see that, because that right there piqued my interest, and until I finally was able to, I wouldn't say I was the first one to discover it, because Thinker was already on it, but I definitely made sure you could see it better, in my opinion. You're able to see it, I think, a lot better than what he does. So, but yeah, so I think it's verifiable. I'm not the only one who kind of seen it and discovered it on their own. I think other people probably worked on it and maybe even came to the same conclusion. And of course, this video that I made is, I don't know, 2 years old, 3 years old now. So it's one of my earlier videos. So it's not like I just recently discovered this or anything. This is a couple years old, but it just doesn't get the limelight. Maybe a lot of the newcomers and stuff to the channel haven't really seen that sort of stuff. So that's why I show it sometimes. And exactly right. Seeing is believing, and that right there kind of points me to it being real, in my opinion. Definitely not a costume, at least. Big lips. Remember how far distance-wise, if it's that far away, then you're able to zoom in and still see that much detail, and still see the uniform of the lips and the details and stuff. That's a pretty big. That's a pretty big creature. I think it's pretty stout. And if you see the creature when it first stands there, it looks pretty decently big, right? You don't know exactly how big it is, but it looks decent. I would say it's at least 6 foot. It's my size, right? I would say it's at least my size, but yeah. So I don't know. I'd like to invite some other people. Might do a special show on just this, because I know a lot of people think it's fake, and maybe they have not seen that particular evidence that I've found or other people have found, because or don't believe it if other people have shown it, because it's not quite enhanced like mine is. Everyone, when they do their stuff, it's usually unique stuff. You can do stuff that's very easily similar with similar programs, but the way I do stuff, I very much doubt everyone's going to be able to copy it 100% like I do it. So the same goes with everyone else. I would assume, how people break down and enhance stuff is uniquely their own. So both good and bad, because you got to be careful, because you can just muddy up something and destroy it and turn it into something that's not there. And that can happen. That happens a lot with people who don't know what they're doing, or simply have nothing to begin with and then want to go diving. You can easily do it. But practice and stuff, and just kind of knowing what to do, I guess. And I don't know. Anyways, let's get to the next video. So this video I personally shot, and is a UFO, actually. And so we'll get through the whole clip. It's actually the full video, so I really don't have to do much talking, because it is explained in there. But I will get a summary, basically. So what you're looking for is this: the light is not going to blink. It's going to be disappearing in the tree line and stuff, because the trees are going to be covering, but it's not going to be blinking. There is going to be a plane there next to it that is blinking. Legally, planes have to have lights that blink to fly in the sky. All planes. Everyone kind of knows that, right? you will see this UFO in the sky along with the plane. And then you will see a light of a house that is on the ground. That is the neighbor and stuff. So a little kind of reference point when you guys are watching this, and you guys will see the summary of words come up. So you kind of follow along and know where to look and what to do. So it's not too long stuff, but I think it's pretty interesting. It just happened to be the right spot at the right time, whatever. But here's another encounter that I got on video. So yeah, as you guys can see, UFOs on one side, the plane is moving across the side and across the sky, and it's not blinking. The UFO is not blinking. It's not a plane, but it's pretty big. Then there's the house light on the ground. That is not the UFO. It's just a house light on the ground. But I'm filming it through the treetops, actually standing right off the porch, honestly. And I noticed it in the sky, and then I finally whipped out the camera and was able to actually capture it. Good enough that you can actually see. And a plane just happened to it was perfect. A plane just happened to just fly in the picture, for reference and just to compare. I just was kind of flabbergasted, honestly. Kind of freaky too, because it's a UFO. I'm not really sure what it is. It seems like it's pretty big, and it's not too far away. So that's what is interesting, and it might be hard for some people to see and stuff because it is going in between the trees and stuff, and that plane did move across the sky. So now the plane's on the other side of the UFO, which is one of the greatest remarkable parts about the video. Is you got that plane flying through the video. And so what do you guys what's your opinion on it? This is in Michigan. Michigan's a pretty hot spot for UFOs. Michigan MUFONs gets a lot of reports each year. I don't keep track of that stuff. I don't look into it. Maybe I should, but occasionally, I personally see unidentified lights in the sky. I might get the chance to film them for you guys. But in my younger days, and when I was a very kid, 4.5 years old, 5 years old, I seen a cigar-shaped UFO flying across the sky. In the clouds, in between clouds, and it had a bunch of panels, different panel, like square panels, and they're all different colors, blinking different colors. And it was huge, but it was way up in the sky and in between clouds. So I don't know. There's just a lot of mysteries out there, and that's why I've always been fascinated with everything that goes on, because it just seems like the real world is not like in our modern society. It's when you walk out the door and into the reality, escape our cities and into the wilderness, where do you find that these odd, magical, supernatural, unexplained, spiritual things happen, and you just don't know. You're just left with an experience and encounter. Sometimes there's traumatic, sometimes it's exciting and exhilarating, and it's all across the board. and so that's why I just continue to be fascinated by this, because I keep having different experiences, and over the years I always find this stuff fascinating, along with ancient cultures and ancient lost treasures and ancient mysteries and some ancient technologies and stuff like that, because a lot of these entities used to be kind of known. Now they're lost cryptids, and so we're trying to rediscover basically a lot of these truths of what's really out there of this unknown. And the wilderness is a crazy place. A lot of people think we've conquered it. Unfortunately, we've not. There's creatures out there. There's not just Sasquatch. There's other creatures out there. There's UFOs flying, whatever they may be. It doesn't have to be UFOs. It doesn't have to be extraterrestrials. It could be from terrestrial Earth. It could be other life forms on Earth. It could be, we have orbs, balls of light, energy. I mean, it could be a number of things. We don't know until I, come across one and knock on the door and see whatever it is, or communicate with it and film it for you guys. I guess we won't know personally. But I know that there is weird stuff that happens out there, whether it be Sasquatch, whether it be seeing Dogman with my girlfriend, whether it be seeing lights in the sky, encountering a stick creature, ghost activity stuff in houses. I mean, there's just weird stuff out there. It's just a simple fact, man. I mean, it's just crazy. So, oh yeah, that's a great point, Iron Dogger. The ancient temples in India are astonishing. We are definitely missing a piece of the historical narrative, especially the intricate gears and more, and just how they're literally carved out of stone. I mean, some of that stuff, like the wells and some of the intricate, it's literally like they took a 3D printing machine and just out of rock and just 3D printed down. I mean, that's literally how, like, how you can envision it now is through 3D printing through a stone. I mean, some of that stonework is just flawless. I mean, even now we can't do it. Or some of the temples that they build into the rock. So there's the ceiling and there's floors, and they build it into the rock and stuff instead of down and stuff. It's just crazy and stuff. That techniques, that's lost knowledge and stuff. And I'm sure if you look to the legends and myth, they have historical legends and myths of wild creatures, of wild men, yetis type of things, and other cryptids or natural animals that were from the megafauna era, or even further back. Creatures naturally on the earth that just survived and interacted with humans. That's why we have legends of dragons that could be dinosaurs, or legends of other creatures and cryptids that are most likely natural animals here on Earth, our spectacular planet. Doesn't have to be supernatural. There's really no need, even though there seems to be a supernatural to this world. The natural world can produce all sorts and has produced. I mean, dinosaurs. Look at all the stuff that came before the mammals. I mean, that's extreme alien life forms, man. I mean, and any of those things survived now. I mean, it's a cryptid creature. It's a monstrosity monster. I mean, it's a alpha predator, alpha life form on Earth, because of compared to what it would face in the modern world. So honestly, our Earth has already produced some spectacular creatures. Honestly, some big, massive titans, landwalkers, and just boundless amount of deep sea creatures and different sizes and stuff, and ranges and looks and bioluminescence of the deep sea. So and a plethora of creatures that are still undiscovered. I mean, we're talking hundreds of different species, or like thousands, dozens of thousands. So yeah, it's a magical world out there, man. All right, so if you guys want to watch that UFO clip, I guess we can. But I want to kind of move on to these other clips real quick to show you guys, because I don't know if the power is going to go out at any moment. It's been a pretty good show so far, so we're going to keep rocking with it. Okay, all right. All right, let's. All right, so this clip is from the expedition to the UP, the Lost Cryptids expedition, and we went to a very viable area, of course. And over the course of a week, we narrowed down and set up one camp at our main basically setup, which was next to a cabin. A few of the real deal researchers went out and camped out there, but a lot of people, some people didn't have stuff to camp out there anyways, but we went out and camped out in the woods and stuff and started having activity and stuff, but not so much. When we got to the second camp area in the deep woods, that's when we started having a lot of activity. But you guys can watch interviews and stuff with former members of Lost Cryptids who are now independent researchers because they have no integrity. And I've explained it a number of times, but the gist of it, this encounter is partly a reason of it, has made people jealous because no one wanted to go with me besides Jason. So can't complain if you don't go. But Jason was an amazing person and great experience. He's doing great stuff, making a lot of documentaries. I'm sure you guys know, searching for Sasquatch. He's making number 6 now and shooting number 7, and he's going to be on his way to doing pretty good. So this particular encounter, though, I know for Jason personally leveled that scale of being a believer. That percentage, it jumped up heavily after this encounter, and you guys are going to see why. And this is just a little clip of it. So some pretty good evidence from this. But at first, we had encountered these things, and I had asked everyone. I said, "Hey, we had to go out, and I got a piece of equipment in the field. We got to go and check it." And no one wanted to go besides Jason. He jumped up and said, "Yeah, I'll go. I want to go, and I want to go. That's why we're here, right? Don't waste our time if you're not go out." Jason, being an awesome guy he is, wanted to go out. So we go out, and it's 45 minutes one way to hike out there. So we make our way and change everything out, and we make our way back. And my super awesome, my light actually right here, and this headlamp, which is my red headlamp, shines like a couple hundred yards. Anyways, really, really good. Anyways, it died and stuff. It was, I ran out of batteries. I don't think anything's paranormal happened about it. But then about 20 minutes later, we noticed, and you'll see in one of these clips, where the things are broken, the tree manipulation, and we noticed it. We stopped, we looked at it and documented it a little bit. We talked about it. And then we started walking just slightly, just a little bit. And then all of a sudden we heard a commotion, movement or brushing of the ground of some sort. I'm not sure what it was. Some type of movement. We heard the brushing of the ground. Both turn around, and I get my rifle off my shoulder and point it at the ground, but towards the direction of the sound, thinking it could be a bear, it could be a wolf, or a cougar, as we've seen those tracks in the area. But very quickly, my instincts told me that it was Sasquatch. Most likely Sasquatch activity. The way I heard, once I got that gun as fast, because I was practicing, honestly, because of the predators and stuff, being caught out there. And I was off by myself a lot. Every single morning of those 7 days, I went off by myself in the mornings to do my thing, and I would be gone for an hour or two. So I had pointed it and got it really down fast, and they had scattered, and there was multiple ones, and so I really quickly knew it wasn't a bear. A bear's not gonna, most likely scatter at the sight of a gun like that. And but very quickly I determined it was Sasquatch. I holstered the right weapon, and then very quickly Jason starts filming, and we start seeing them tree peek at us. One starts coming out and tree peeking, and then I'm looking around. I think there's another one by us, which there actually was. Ended up being 3. We seen the other one tree peeking at the same time, so there's 2, and I've seen confirmed the massive cone head. And then we head towards, and we walk towards them, and we start singing this goofy little friendly thing, because we have to be friendly when you approach a Sasquatch. You don't want to be harmful when you try to approach a Sasquatch. That's the dumbest thing you could ever freaking do. Okay, you want to be as friendly. You want to let them know you are friendly. You don't mean no harm. You better listen to them if they tell you to get out of the area. If they don't want you there, you better not keep pushing. I pushed a little bit, but you got to know when to stop and be calm, cool, and collective, like we were, as you will see, and the Sasquatch were, from me pointing my gun at them, and from them actually taking the chance, because I have a gun. They seen the gun with me the whole time. I carried that. My shoulder was freaking hurting the entire time after, the week after, but I carried that gun everywhere. It's not a light gun either. It's an old gun. And they took the chance by announcing their presence to us. I turned around, took the gun off, and pointed in the direction, but at the ground. I don't know what I'm supposed to shoot at. I'm not going to point at something I don't see. They took that chance, right? Not knowing, I'm going to take a shot at them, not knowing. They don't know. They took the chance. It's a big leap of faith. I holstered it. And then all of a sudden, that must have triggered something to, and they showed themselves. So this is the middle of the clip, as you guys can watch the beginning, where Jason is desperately trying to film him, but his camera and the lights and his IR is not capable of getting that far. The night vision that I have now would have easily picked it up and would have. Anyways, we're equipped now to clearly get these on video, 100%, no problem. So unfortunately, you can't see him filming at the beginning what we're seeing, but you can see our reactions. You can see Jason is he's pretty intense. He's pretty amped up, as you will see, and you will understand why. So let's take a look at this clip.
Fine, he's right here.
Oh.
Just relax.
No, I'm just looking. Oh. I won't run, just to let you know. I just will not run. I will, jump.
Right.
And maybe fall down, but I'm not going to sprint away.
That's pretty good.
Right?
Okay.
Just to let you know, I'm not going to run and leave you. Or I just won't run. Because we're safer in together than to fucking run off. I might jump and fall back or whatever, but
I think we're pretty good. They show themselves.
But you saw the eyes, right?
Come follow us back to camp. We're more Anishinaabe are.
How do you know how to talk like that?
I'm trying to study Native American. A lot of Native tribes are putting their languages online to save them from being extinct.
Oh.
You know what? I was checking this out. We were checking this out, looking at this.
Yeah.
And it was right there watching us. They might have just done it.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wish I had a more powerful light.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Okay. He was on the ground. He's on the ground.
Yeah.
I saw him crawling. He was crawling right there.
You seen him crawling?
I saw him crawling right there. Right there, across the ground.
Which way? Which side?
Right there.
Left side, right side?
Going this way. I saw him crawl because I saw his eyes on the ground.
How long? How big?
Oh, it was like I just saw the shadow of him, and he just went right across, crawling on the ground.
Huge?
Yeah, it was huge. Like I could just see the eyes were like that. Like,
well, if it was a bear or anything else, we'd hear. Walking, there's two of them.
yeah.
On both sides of it now.
I saw the shadow, and as he went right across on the ground.
Sabe. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that experience, because I actually asked them for us to see them, and Jason did get the chance to see them. So I don't know if they understood us or not, but I thanked them regardless. And I don't know if you guys caught that, but there was eye shine in that we will go over. So there's three things. There's an eye shine clip at the very beginning, and then as we walk by, it's very, very fast right before we stop at the tree manipulation, which I say, this is why they were doing. There's a big old single eyeball of eye shine in that clip, and hopefully you guys, if you have keen eye, can tell. And it's different than you will see on there. If you look at our headlamps and stuff, as we move, you will see flares. You will see lands, and light flares, which are typical when you are filming at night or filming with lights and stuff. You will see that. You will see a single eye shine solid. That is not that you will be able to tell the difference by going back. You can watch the original full raw encounter, and then happens at the 7-minute mark through the 11-minute mark through the eye shine. And then so there's the two eye shine, which is the evidence, and then Jason sees the I will be right back. I gotta do this real quick. I'm gonna play that video clip again for you guys, so take a look for the eye shine.
Behind the scenes right here.
Oh.
Just relax.
No, I'm just looking. Oh. I won't run, just to let you know. I just will not run. I will, jump.
Right.
And maybe fall down, but I'm not going to sprint away.
That's pretty good.
Right?
Okay.
Just to let you know, I'm not going to run and leave you. Or I just won't run. Because we're safer in together than to fucking run off. I might jump and fall back or whatever, but...
I think we're pretty good. They show themselves.
But you saw the eyes, right?
Come follow us back to camp. We're more Anishinaabe are.
How do you know how to talk like that?
I'm trying to study Native American. A lot of Native tribes are putting their languages
So
on.
right here on the left, you can see the eye shine.
Oh.
It's gonna come
You
up
know what?
right here, right there. You guys see it? It's really quick.
We were checking this out. Looking at this.
So
Yeah.
that was it. Let me replay that for you guys and talk,
Right here.
Oh,
because it's fast.
no, I'm just looking.
And so we had just walked up to them, and we're hearing them and stuff. And that's when you could tell there's multiple ones. So right behind Jason, behind me on the left, it's going to be an eye shine. Single big old
I
ball
won't
of
run,
eye shine.
just to let you know. I just will not run. I will,
Okay.
jump.
It's not a
Maybe
lens
fall
flares,
down,
none
but
of
I'm
that.
not gonna
We just seen. It's
sprint
not
away.
that. See that?
Good.
Right?
Look at that. You can see it again as we
Just
swings
to let
around.
you know, I'm not going to run and leave
That?
you. Or I just won't run.
That was eye shine. So
'Cause,
now
we're
I'm
safer
actually
in
looking at it. I'm
together
going to turn
than
and look at it
fucking
even
run
more.
off. I
But I
might
don't
jump and
see it.
fall back or whatever, but
I'm looking right at it right now, and I don't see it. It's
but
close. It's
you
big.
saw the eyes, right?
Yeah.
Follow us back to camp.
So if you watch the first clip, that's when he's
We're more than
he starts seeing
are.
it. We're talking. So now on the left again,
How do you know
really fast.
how to talk like that?
I'm
see
trying
the
to
eye
study
shine.
Native American. A lot of native tribes are putting their languages
So
online. to
really
save
quick
them
on the left
from
right
being
now, you'll
extinct.
see it. It's very fast.
You know what?
Big ol'
Just checking
right there.
this out.
And then that's when we
We were
stop
checking
and we're
this
looking
out.
at the tree manipulation.
Looking at this,
Yeah.
and it was
Which is,
right
if
there
you've
watching
seen that,
us.
there's
We might
3
have
of them,
just
3
done
little
it.
branches.
No, I'm surprised. I wish I had a more powerful light.
Wish would have had other equipment, but people were being stingy.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then ended up stealing it from the Lost Cryptids, but doesn't matter.
okay.
This is when Jason starts seeing it. I make my low boop. And then
Oh.
Jason
Yo,
has a
he was on the
malfunction.
ground. He's on the
The
ground.
system
I
reboots
saw
real
him
quick.
crawling.
And
He was crawling right there.
Have you seen him crawling?
I saw him crawling right there. Right there across the ground.
Which way? Which side?
Right there.
Left side, right side.
Going this way. I saw
I'm
him
trying to get
crawl.
information
Because
out
I saw
of him.
his eyes on the ground.
How long? How big?
Oh, it was like, I just saw the
He's in
shadow of
shock.
him. And he just went right across, crawling on the ground.
Huge.
Yeah, it was huge. Like, I could just see the eyes were like,
Trying to verify,
Like
the
that,
size and
like-
stuff. He didn't give me a size yet.
Well, if it was a bear or anything else, we'd hear it.
Yeah, any other animal we'd hear, we'd have other. It just would be totally different.
yeah.
On both sides of it, yeah. That one caught that.
I saw the shadow, and as he went right across on the ground.
Sabe. Thank you.
Nope. Thank you. But if you guys didn't see the eye shine and stuff, that's okay, because I got a very short clip for you guys that you are able to see it a lot more. We can replay it without going through the huge chunk of it. I won't leave you guys hanging like that. But I hope you guys found that very interesting. It was very intense encounter. The video doesn't do it justice as us being in there, as us actually seeing the eye shine and seeing the whole shape of the creature, but the massive head, and when it turned like this, just seeing the slant, this angle, this massive. It's a freaking massive Frankenstein head. I mean, just crazy. And yeah, which was the oddest crazy thing was we did hear movement. We did hear movement, but then at other times, like when it crossed, so it was standing up. He says it was standing up, it dropped to all fours, and then it crossed the trail and went into the tree line. We didn't hear it walking around in the woods in the tree line. You could hear a little bit when it first did, but not enough. The camera really doesn't pick it up, and it wasn't enough to it's not tromping through the woods to oh, I know where it's at, exactly where it's exactly right there. That's where the sound stopped. None of that. As soon as it went to the other side into the woods, it was your guess is as good as mine to where it just went, because it's not invisible. It did not just go into a portal. It's just super quiet, super stealthy, and it's sneaking around there. And there was at least three of them, because there was two of them that we've seen. And I make the remark, and when at the beginning of the video, if you watch the full clip, I'm looking at my right side because I hear one sneaking, trying to flank us, which is the one that crossed the trail, which is what he's seeing. That one flanked on that side. We went towards, so it flanked around us. So it's on this side of it. It's past us already. We went the opposite direction towards the two we seen. Then we turned around and walked this way. and we seen the tree limbs. That's when I kind of clicked in my head. That's, oh my gosh, maybe that's why they interacted with us, because we just noticed it. Maybe they just did it. Maybe, I don't know. That's when he turned and see that one that flanked us and was right there. Then it crossed over. There was 3 of them at least 3 of them. And those 2 that we seen were huge. The one he seen, at least as tall as me. I'm 6 foot. It was just, 5, 6 or more feet. And the ones that we seen, the one was crouched down, but the head was massive. So I'm not, I would say at least my size or bigger. And if it's my size, then it is bigger because it's going to have more muscle than me and all that. But the one that was standing up next to the crouching one at the tree peaking, that was 8 foot tall. He was 8 foot tall. He was big. Just an amazing encounter, and one that they initiated, one that they caused, one that if they didn't want to, they didn't have to announce their presence to us. They didn't have to show themselves. We were pointing at them in the beginning. Me and Jason are watching them, we're looking at them. Oh my God, you see that? And we're pointing and stuff. I'm pretty sure I believe I pointed at them because I wanted them to know that we could see them. They knew that we could see them. They made it obvious. They let us see them. In fact, very unique thing out there. Very intense area in Michigan. A very dangerous place in Michigan. A lot of missing people around there. A lot of missing 411 around there. A lot of strange occurrences and stuff. So I'm not sure. It does not sit well with me. After the fact, I learned this after the fact. There's a lot of missing people out there. I don't know if they're causing it or not. I think that interaction that we had was good, not bad. But again, a lot of these missing people who go missing are not bad people. They're not criminals. They're not, drug addicts. They're not people who are just evil at heart. So I don't know. It does not sit well with me. I don't know if Sasquatch are doing it or not, but it's just weird being in a place where I have this encounter, crazy, amazing encounter, and then you find out there's like, oh yeah, there's like missing people all over the place around there. I don't know. But it's information that is in the back of my head. And so when we go back up there and stuff, or any other place where we have interaction, the whole goal is, and certainly after that, if I go back up there and I have my rifle the same way, I have the beard and stuff, same get up, basically, those Sasquatches should remember me. They should definitely remember Jason. Jason's pretty funny guy, likes a lot of jokes. He made us laugh a lot of times. Maybe that's why they showed themselves. I could easily see it with Jason. They made us laugh. Maybe they made them laugh. I don't know. Laughter is contagious. Even if they don't understand our language, they understand the emotion, our sure laughter and stuff. If they're very human intelligence, right? Unfortunately, that encounter made a lot of people jealous who now not on my team anymore, and it caused people to steal and talk crap about us and delete me from group chats of other people, so they're not even in charge of and stuff. It's hilarious. It's just great. It never does matter. It doesn't matter, of course, but because when people do that sort of stuff, it always turns around on them in the end. So, which it has, of course. So it's good to be away from those kind of people that's dragging us down and stuff, and wouldn't even go out in the field and stuff. I wish more people would have and stuff. People had excuses, and other people's on that trip, I felt probably did not have a good enough excuse why they didn't have that same encounter with me and Jason, because they should have went with us. maybe it wouldn't have happened that way, but I think it probably would have still, maybe. We would have had enough of encounter, but I don't know what it is. I just go out there and do my thing. We go out there, do our thing, and we get results. It kind of still leaves more questions than answers because I don't know what their goal was, what their thoughts were, what their intentions were. I hopefully not nefarious. It's always in the back of my mind because that one was flanking, even for just security purposes. They just wanted to just be safe. That flanking one is meant to, hey, if something goes down, he's gonna flank us. They're gonna take us out. Then that's a scary proposition. But at the same time, they must have some type of respect for the gun because when I did first take that thing off my shoulder and stuff, they scattered pretty fast. So they understand full well what those things are. And I never shot that gun off out there at all. But I guarantee you that gun would have made a big old noise, a big fireball, and it's not a good situation to even try to remotely put yourself in. But see, again, that they are used to people having guns. They expect people to point the guns at them, even though they announced themselves to us. They were expecting, obviously, the outcome could be this guy's going to turn around and point the gun at us. This guy's not going to point the gun at us. They're going to run away screaming. They're going to blah, blah, blah. As calm as we were and stuff, it just escalated and they allowed us seeing them. But I did point the gun in the direction at the ground because you don't point at something that you don't see. You don't shoot at something you don't see just because you hear something. If you don't see it, you're not going to pull that trigger and shoot something you don't see. I don't care what. I don't care. In extreme situations where you're 100% sure what you're shooting at. Otherwise, you don't. And you gotta be disciplined in these extreme situations, But yeah. So when I put the gun away, stuff made it probably clicked in their head like, oh my gosh, maybe this encounter with these people is going to be different than they're going to shoot at us because we're monsters, or they're going to shoot at us because they don't know what's going on. They're hearing stuff, they're scared, or whatever. So that shows high intelligence and planning and flanking us, tactical awareness and tactical planning and environmental awareness and strategy and putting plans into place and contingency plans into place. But having the faith to reach out and initiate contact with a person who has a gun on them. A lot of people say guns, go out there with a gun, you're never going to have interaction. Well, that encounter blows that out of the water. You watch the full encounter, it blows it out of the water. I have the gun. I pointed it towards them at the ground and holstered it, and they continued to have more interaction. It blossomed into seeing them, which I wish you guys could have seen. I wish, if I would have had the night vision I have now, you guys would have, it'd have been the new standard. There'd been no Patterson film. It'd have been this film of them. And so we caught eye shine, though. You could see that, which is very unique, and it's huge. But if we would have had the proper night vision camera, and that camera that he used was a 4K Sony night vision camera. If you guys watch the original video on our YouTube, you can watch it in 4K. You can watch in 4K. So make sure you get the highest resolution that you're able to, because you can watch it in 4K. Now, viewing on here on this stream is not in 4K. I believe that it's going to be like 720. So honestly, it's not going to be that good. But if you watch the full raw version, you can watch it in 4K. So he was using a 4K Sony AX camera. And it is night vision camera and stuff. It was shot in night vision, obviously. But the subject was too far away, and they were about 60 feet. And the other one was about 40 to 60 feet when you seen it cross it. So He had the camera on himself, and he, if you see him, if you watch the clip, and I'll replay the full clip here in a second, but if you watch it again, he's noticing something over there at first, and he keeps looking over there, and he's almost shocked, but he's not really sure, and then he's talking to me, and he turns and stuff, but then when he turns around, then he notices the thing, and it crosses the road. So but we're going to show these other clips real quick, and then we'll talk about some other things. So let me get this going. And then, so these are the eye shine clips for you guys, so you guys can be able to see them a little bit easier. I can replay it. And so you can see it right there on the left-hand side. Huge eyeball, eye shine. And it's quick. I mean, that's it. 10-second clip. You only see it twice. And so that's it. But here's the second one where you can see it's really fast. And that's it. Bam. See it. But there it is. And the reason why it appears and disappears is because the angle of the tree line, where we're walking away, there's a bunch of shrubs and trees in between us, and so there's just a little bit of gap. The second clip, there's just a little bit of gap that you actually see it fully before we walk and more trees block it. But the unique thing about this, okay, for the eye shine, and especially this way, we're walking away from it. Our lights are not shining at it. The camera itself does have a night vision IR light. I think it is, is picking up. So there's not really lights shining at it though. But yet, all right, sorry about that, guys. Yeah. Anyways, it's nocturnal. Obviously, this is nocturnal, but it's extremely nocturnal because it's picking up such ambient light. Because we're not even facing it. It's picking up such ambient light source as we're walking away, and we're walking, I assume a pretty good distance away still. That it's still reflecting light off our onto the camera. So 1 minute, I'll be right back, guys. All right, so even here, our headlamps aren't really directly shining on it, and yet it's able to reflect the light off of it, showing high nocturnal night vision and massive eyeballs. You can see how massive it is. My girl just got here, so you hear him talking in the background and stuff. That's why. But we'll be wrapping the show here in about 15 minutes. So if you guys got questions, comments, and concerns, let me know. But this is the eye shine. In this particular one, you have the better view. It's big. It's not blinking. I believe that is some type of tree or branches in the way, that as the camera pans and moves, the angle changes. And so you'll have a tree limb here that as the camera moves, will then move in the way, which makes it look like it's blinking. It's not blinking. I believe that it's not blinking. And the other clip, it's the same thing. You'll see it and it disappears real quick because of the angle in the window that you can see it changes. and there's sticks and debris that just happens to get in the way. It's not an orb. It's not something that disappears or anything. It's very natural. The only unnatural thing that I feel about it is we couldn't hear them. You know, they're standing right there in the first clip, standing right here, and at the end, I turn and I'm looking at it. So I'm looking right at it. I don't see it. Whether it closes its eyes or not, it's standing close. I think 10, no more than 10 yards away. Could be 20 feet away, 20 feet away to 10 yards away, 20, 30 feet. And I say follow us back to camp where no more Anishinaabe are, which is the native language around here means people. They're the people, their people. So I was speaking native I wanted them to come back to camp where we had more equipment, more people, more witnesses potentially, but they did. And someone seen them on thermal right behind me watching over us, I guess, but no other real interactions like they did. They didn't want to. They didn't want to interact with all the other humans there. They didn't want to interact with all the other people there. I guess maybe they didn't trust those other people. Maybe they felt like those other people, too many variables, too many chances, too many unknowns, but they did not do anything spectacular other than couple nights before that. They did some howls and stuff, and people over the course of the days and nights heard some grunts and vocals, but that was the most intense thing that happened. And they did come back to camp, and someone seen them on a thermal that does not record, and they didn't want to interact with anyone else. And I didn't push that. I didn't try to go out there and push the envelope. Obviously, you watch the full clip. I try to have the interaction and stuff. I walk towards them and stuff, and I ask them for us to see them. And then when we have the interaction, I thank them and stuff, of course, and I invite them to come back to camp, thank them and all that. So I don't push the envelope. We don't chase after them. It's a very intense situation, very dangerous situation. I want to be very friendly, I have a gun. I want to be as friendly as possible. I want to be as nice and polite and as gentleman as I possibly be, unless I have a reason to be the opposite, which I don't ever want to have to do. But if they give me a reason to, I will. I'm not going to be easy pickings. I'm not a prey. That's why I have the gun. It's called respect. And maybe that's something that helped in that situation. A healthy respect of danger on both sides, which I think is needed when you interact with these things. They should not feel like they should be able to do whatever they want to you. They should have a healthy respect of limitations, like I expect that my limitations would be with them. With children, I don't want them messing with my kids. I'm sure they don't want me messing with their kids. Things of that, rules and boundaries. So spectacular interaction, and just grateful for it. So it's just one of many that we have had and continue to have. And we're trying to get this interaction. That's what it's about. It's getting this interaction. Now, maybe I made the mistake of trying to get back to camp and invite them back to camp, but Jason was kind of riled up, he was a skeptic. He was maybe like 10%. They were real. That jumped a lot after this. And so I had to keep him in mind, his safety in mind, our safety. I wanted other people to experience stuff. I wanted other people who don't deserve it now to experience and share in that experience, but get more evidence and stuff. But if we would have stayed out there, I mean, who knows what could have happened? Maybe we would have actually caught on my camera, but one mistake and could have been missing 411 people. So, hopefully I get out there and maybe last a little bit longer for you guys to see, and so you guys can watch. I mean, that's the whole goal. So it's not easy and stuff, but it's not impossible. It's nothing spectacular special that I think that we do. So we just try, and I think maybe it's the way we present ourselves out there, or maybe it's the beard and long hair. I don't know. I think it helps, so I'm gonna keep doing it. So I hope you guys like this program, like this show, like the videos, like some of the stuff that we shown, particularly this clip. I'll show it real quick of the Independence Day video footage, and this is my own breakdown enhancement. This is my own digital stuff that I did, and so you'll find it nowhere else. With that shades and those colors and everything that went into this is hours and hours of work, actually, because I knew there was something there from seeing this. I knew I could see facial movements, and so hopefully seeing this kind of change your perspective possibly on this. Just maybe once you got some more questions now, you hard questions that you really want to try to answer, and maybe you got friends and stuff who think this is fake, and now you want to show them this or tell them about it, and have a fun debate. So that's what this is about: discussion and debate and new ideas and bringing together everyone. So that's what it's all about. That's what this channel is about. That's what I'm trying to do. I try to do things the way I want to, and with other people who are not in this group. I think they influenced me, and we were heading towards a path that is not what we're about. They were more about money and making money and all sorts of things that is not what we're about. So feels good to have actual integrity and stuff is a big thing. Because what is the worth of me showing you anything that I present if I don't have integrity? If I'm blowing smoke up your butt and I'm trying to sell you this and sell you that, and I have no integrity about myself. I don't have anything to show you that's worth anything, let alone actually have character and integrity to stand behind for you guys to believe. But obviously, we're out there. I am going to get evidence. It's going to happen. Whether it's going to be good evidence, great evidence, or crappy evidence, I'm going to get it. I'm going to show it to you guys. I want you guys to believe me, So I want to make sure that I don't sell out to any bull crap. I don't give in to the money or making money or people trying to steal checks for $5,000 as if that's freaking money that people need to steal. I already dealt with that crap. I already dealt with trying to plan a conference and people are trying to just money, and that's not integrity. That's not what the character. That's not what the Lost Cryptids is going to be about. It's not what I'm about. So, I think there might be a future where we do events and do certain things, but you guys can trust that we're going to have integrity and character behind it. It's not going to be some flim-flamsy con artist deal carnival. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to support us, contact us on Facebook. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell. That always can help us. You guys can donate through YouTube. You guys can find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. You guys can donate directly to Facebook now and stuff. Don't ask for donations too much. That's why it's always at the end of the show. And very we don't care, getting shot with Nerf darts, but I gotta wrap it up and stuff, it's family time. But I'm so distracted. I can't even. But we just want to have hey man, I'm just trying to do what I'm just doing what I've always done and kind of have fun. But I want I want to be as professional as I can about it and have integrity. So I hope you guys can see that and enjoy that about people. And if you want to really support me, then I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to beg for it either. So I'll see you guys later, and we'll be having a fun year, and we going to different places and doing some things, and I can't wait for more adventures. So I hope everyone has a great time, and I see you guys on the other side.